800 feet per second at 14 MPa valve pressure with the Falcon 22 caliber, 13.43 grain. Also testing for accuracy. One little thing I did, the power adjuster was anodized blue and the trigger shoe was anodized blue, but they were very noticeably different shades of blue. The power adjuster was more purple, had some that deepness of blue where it actually looked somewhat purpley, but picked up some Rust-Oleum blue chrome spray paint, painted both of them. It's my OCD. The fact that they were actually two different colors was something that really was bugging me. So now they match. So let's continue with the shooting and checking out the accuracy of how the dot scope is set up. One other thing I did besides color matching and painting the trigger shoe and the power adjuster, I threw on some of that Talon grip onto the bottle here, since that's where I support the front of the gun with my left hand. Just gives me a better grip than that painted and clear coated bottle. Really like the texture. As you may recall, I did a little piece of that on the forearm of my Hatsan Hercules Bully. So I did two 5-shot groups, one at this target and one at this target, and I seem to consistently drop one of the shots. The other 4 on this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and up here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one was a bit tighter. Still getting used to that trigger as well. But not too bad for me anyway, down here at 10 yards in my basement. One of the things I forgot to mention was all of the target shooting that I've been doing. I haven't been doing it on bags. I'm using a table and resting my elbows on the table. That is the extent of the support that I'm giving myself as I'm doing the target shooting. No bags, no clamp of any kind. So that may account for some of the less accurate shots I've been getting, but that's something I need to improve upon. Forgot to mention, over the course of those two 5-shot groups, the pressure dropped from the 14 MPa I started at down to 12 MPa. So it's definitely using much more air with this heavier hammer spring, which, you know, makes sense as far as the velocities that I'm getting being as higher as they are than what I previously was getting. But that ranged from that first shot at 800 down to 778. all with those Falcons, 13.43 grain. I just topped off the tank / valve. Valve is up at 15 MPa, and going to put one of these over the Crony. $8.14 on a full charge of the valve up to 15 MPa with the Falcon 13.43 grain 22 caliber pellets. I just did another 5-shot group. That would be 6 total shots since I took that high velocity of 8.14. That was a single shot, not really aiming at anything. Then a 5-shot group where I was aiming at one of the particular targets downrange. But every single shot in the group, in the 5-shot group, was over 800 feet per second. The 4th shot was at 802. 802 feet per second. The 5th shot bumped up a little bit up to 807 from 802, but shooting a lead pellet over 13 grain, almost 13 and a half grain, 5 shots over 800 feet per second. Pretty happy with that. First shot at 8.14, but then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I would be willing, I could definitely cover that with a quarter. You know, it'd be covered with a dime if I took out this shot out here. There were 3 in a string right here. 1 just under the bullseye and 1 touching the bullseye. So, again, short range, 10 yards, good accuracy, great velocity. Got to get this out in the backyard and get something at a longer range. But the preliminary stuff that I'm seeing, I am happy with. I was happy with. I'm continuing. My happiness is continuing. Let's just put it that way. Went to shooting a couple of different pellets. Went back to the Crosman Premier hollow points, 14.3 grain, with a full charge. High velocity I got was 796. 5th shot was low velocity, and that was 786. But 4 of the 5 shots, those first 4, were all over 20 foot-pounds of energy, which is really, as far as hunting, what I'm concerned about. Maximizing the smack of the pellet. Just for kicks, I decided I would pull out my lightest lead 22 caliber pellet, which are these Beeman Silver Bears, at 12.65 grain. And what that got me on a full charge was a velocity of 825. So it looks good on the chronograph. Nice big number. But because the pellet is so much lighter at 12.65 grain, that just comes out to just over 19 foot-pounds of energy. So as far as a great hunting pellet, I've got a few choices, including Falcons, the RWS Super Points, and the Crosman Hollow Point Premiers. Those all give big smackdown foot-pounds of energy numbers over 20.